All right. So I have with me Mr. Rodney from CKO Miami. Sir, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Excellent. Trying to maintain in this epidemic we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, definitely. So if you can for those who do not know who you are, if you can please state your name and your occupation and we can get started.
My name is Rodney Simon. I'm actually the general manager at CKO Kickboxing Miami Brickell. I'm also the owner of CKO Kickboxing in Edgewater, Miami. I'm one of the instructors as well as an owner. Specialized in boxing as a background, but just overall health and fitness in general.
Cool. So yeah, so I mean, yeah, let's pretty much just get started right now. So this situation we're in right now has been very, very unique to say the least. So, as a trainer, as an owner of a gym, very successful gym, I'm one of the ambassadors as well too for CKO Miami and Brickell. How have you guys pivoted in these times of pretty much change, of challenges to say the least? And yeah, if you can just pretty much start from there.
Well, one of the things that, the biggest challenge for any fitness industry is, you know, trying to figure out how do you go from brick and mortar to actually having a online business. The fitness industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry where people form their routines, their daily activities around being active. And during this quarantine and during this time, everything has come to a complete halt.
Yeah.
Whereas all fitness is done within your four walls. So we transitioned to doing a lot of IG Live. We started doing videos, and we were trying to figure out how do you monetize actually being able to continue to run a small business at the same time being given these limitations, these restrictions, these as the government would put it, social distancing.
Yeah.
So what we started doing is doing Zoom classes where we offer pretty much the same experience because going to CKO is an experience. It's having a positive role model. It's having someone motivate you, someone to kind of take the thinking away from working out and doing that for you, offering you an experience where you can stay within the comforts of your four walls and still work on the core. Because a lot of times the hardest part is when you're quarantined, you're sitting home, it's easy to start watching Netflix and before you know it, 4 hours went by. Within that 4 hours, you would have snacked, you would have ate, you would have drank, and at no point would you have been active. And that idle time is what we're trying to find ways to tell you, if you connect with us for 1 hour, we'll make sure that within that 1 hour, we cover everything for you. Your shoulders, your arms, your core, your back, your legs, your glutes, your arm. I mean, in any aspect you think about it, and then not even just on a fitness level, with everything that's going on with the stress level, the employment at a high that has never been in history. Sometimes it's mental health. It's just being able to just de-stress and being able to just say, I'm going to take this hour and just kind of just declog my brain and just actually just release the frustration and get a good workout in. I don't know exactly what to do if I sit at home. Okay, I can do some jumping jacks, I could do some lunges, but what else? And this is what I like about it the most because what we're offering is we're offering you to be able to say, turn off your brain for an hour, let us take care of it for you. We'll take care of the music, we'll take care of the workout, we'll give you an experience, and then you go back to what we call normality, and trying to find out how you make it through the rest of the day. Our goal is to continue to do business, but do business on more of a online platform.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been aiming at.
So, yeah, it's very. I would say it's. I won't say weird. I don't want to say weird. It's not the really right word, but it's a challenge. It's a very unique challenge as well too. And how so with everything that's been going on, everybody's pretty much, obviously worried about what's happening now. But as a business owner, you do need to worry about what is next. So
Correct.
your next approach, or I say your next, the next phase, because we know we're not going to be closed forever, honestly. So
Correct.
what are you guys going to do when we do open up, and how do you feel like things are gonna be? And is it going to be normal? Is it not going to be normal? Is it, if it's not going to be normal, how long it's going to take us to get normal? Because the one thing I love about CKO is just the community base and how it's so, like the person that's going to be like not even like 3 feet like next to you, like literally like closer to you, and going through the same goals. Not everybody's going to feel the same way when it comes to that. So what are you thinking when it comes to that, as far as to try to combat that?
Well, one of the best things, and one of the things that I like about CKO and the model itself is, out of all the different fitness exercises that one person can do, whether you do yoga and you're in a closed room with people breathing heavy and sharing equipment, or if you go cycling, and again, all the bikes are on top of each other. The way we have it set up is you would still have your 6 feet apart, and it's you versus the bag. You're breathing on the bag. So if you decide, you want to wipe down the bag, you're wiping down the bag, and that's staying there. Where do I see this going? Is this ever going to be back to the way it was? No, it's never going to be back to the way it was. I mean, you're always going to find, someone that's going to be a little bit skeptical about being in public still. People that have complications, health issues, their lives will have to change. What I notice is that people that haven't worked out are now wanting to work out, because they did say that the person that's active has a better chance of surviving than someone that's not active and their body is completely at rest. So, for the fitness industry, I think we're in a position where once we return to a reopened state where, okay, I mean, right now we're in the state of Florida, so I'll speak, predominantly for Florida, but once Florida reopens and people can go back to some form of getting back to normality, fitness is going to be one of the biggest things that is going to impact people's lives, because they're going to say, I have been active for the last 2 months. So the people that are heavily active are going to look to getting back to working out, getting back to doing the exercise that they used to. Now, is it going to be the same as far as how it was before? No. Now it's going to be even extra as far as cleaning, sanitizing everything. Yeah. Exactly. At the same time, for that person that never works out, I've been noticing, through the Zoom classes, people are having their moms, their grandmoms doing the workouts. And I see these elderly people that are actually doing lunges, trying to do lunges.
Isn't that a beautiful thing that's what's happening right now with this whole virtual approach? Because I feel like this virtual world that we had already, but it's becoming more of the forefront. And it's like, at first it's like, if I was like an older gentleman, if I was like a grandfather or whatever, and I see my son or my grandson going to a gym, right? And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want to do that, because I have to go there. I don't know what to expect. But for like CKO to be in your living room and actually see what you're doing, and then it's like, that's that instant like vetting process right there. It's already approved. It's like, you know what? I think I can do this.
Correct. And then going forward, and it's a nice business model to actually incorporate into our already working model, because we have the bags. People like to hit the bags. I mean, there's something about physically putting your fit to the bag, and you've tried it, so
that once
you leave, it's like the sensation, the satisfaction, this relief. At the same time, for that mom or that dad that sees their son, getting their boxing gloves, and they're saying, I can't do that. For me to get up, I just finished work. They may not do it, but if you put it in their living room, and they can say, okay, you know what? Oh, okay, left, right. Okay, reach down for the ground, squat. They may not necessarily do it perfectly, but they're keeping active. They're moving. They're starting to move that momentum of actually getting their body into a state of being active. And it just takes just that little bit to get started, because once they actually get started, it becomes more of a bigger thing where they may eventually turn around and say, you know what, I'm ready to actually try this with you.
Yeah.
I've been doing it online for some time. I want to see what the experience is and feel that energy and feel the people that are actually working. You know, my guess is that, you know, there's going to be restrictions on gyms, like strict restrictions. So they may turn around and they tell gyms that you can only have 30 people in the gym at a time. Okay, I mean, we found ways and we made measures and put things in perspective as far as, okay, if we had 30 people, how would we stagger it out? We'd have one bag separating each person. We'll stagger each person, one on the inside, one on the outside, one on the inside, one on the outside, and then we'll space it out so everyone still has their social distancing covered. At the same time, you can still get a workout. 30 people in the class, you figure it's still good, because you figure even if we offer 5 classes in that day, right? And you're figuring we're having 30 people in the class, you know, literally at a time on a daily basis, you're still looking at 150 people coming to work out.
Yes.
On a daily basis. So those numbers are still good. We still feel comfortable with what we're offering. I think for any fitness industry, if you can hold out, you know, which is the hardest, I've noticed there's a lot of businesses that may not make it. They don't have their small businesses. They don't have the means of going 3-4 months without any income. You know, if you can hold out, and you know, my fingers are crossed for May 1st. My fingers are really crossed for May 1st that they say, okay, Florida, you can now reopen. You know, so hold out for another 2 weeks. You know, worst case scenario, you know, you have another month. You hold out to the end of June or the end of May. But if you can hold out, I know at the end of this, there is a silver lining. There is a bright cloud, because, you know, it's not going to be permanent. You know, we go through changes all the time. We went through Zika, went through all different types of.
You remember Ebola? Ebola is crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not like this is the first epidemic that we ever went through. This might be a harsh one because it affects, you know, globally. But at the same time, this isn't the first time, and we've always made it out. You know, yes, we have a lot of casualties and we have a lot of loss, and I feel bad about that. But at the end of the day, you know, what I try to keep telling myself is that, you know, I'm blessed to know that it wasn't me, it wasn't my immediate family, it wasn't anyone that I know. Doesn't change the fact, but at the same time, it gives me that reassurance that there's a better day coming.
Yes.
And, you know, there's a lot of people that are in the health industry and they're in hospitals and they're doing everything in their power to try to help either ease somebody, make sure that they get better, doing whatever they can to try to make the situation just that much better. So if their outlet is, you know, I want to come and punch a bag and just let out my frustration, I'll make a picture of a coronavirus and I'll put it on the bag and let you hit it if you like.
Yeah,
if that makes you feel better.
Extra motivation. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think what's great about CKO as well too is that whenever we do open up, the restrictions that will probably be in place, you know, having smaller groups, having, you know, not as many people go in the gym as much as possible, that actually caters to your niche, because, you know,
Correct.
Every single class, it's not hundreds of people. It's a select few. So I think that's one of the things, and one of the selling points that CKO has that a lot of gyms, you know, that don't have as well.
Correct.
So
because
go ahead.
On average, most gyms, like, let's take an LA Fitness, right? On average, you might have 200 people in the LA Fitness.
Yeah, true.
You know, if LA Fitness, if they tell you LA Fitness, you can only have 30 people in LA Fitness, and that includes your staff. You know, LA Fitness is going to feel hurt by that. I mean, because then you figure, you know, the cleaning, the front desk, the manager, a fitness trainer, if you do classes, you're already at 5, right? So that means you can only allow 15 people to come work out on an hour basis. You know, then you figure you have to clean. So the model that we structure for CKO is that we cater to small classes. Our morning classes usually has about 15 people in it. And 15 is a good enough number where the trainer can go around and give you that personal experience, which is why we do so well in our 6:15 in the morning, for that A-type person is what I call them, the A personality person that comes at 6:15 in the morning because they wake up at 5 o'clock to get a workout in. They want to be the first one in the gym. They want to be the first one to work out and set the mood for the rest of their day.
Absolutely.
Those are about 15 to 20 people. So, our classes are geared not to have 100 people. Our classes are geared to give you that personal experience. So I like the idea of the restrictions because that just keeps our associates, our members, our management staff staying healthy and safe. But at the same time, it doesn't change what we're already doing. And what we're doing is trying to give you an experience, a really good experience at that.
Yeah, definitely. So, this conversation has been great. I really appreciate your time. A couple more questions, and then we got to wrap up. So, coming from a personal standpoint as well as from a business owner standpoint, what is something that you have learned about yourself, about your business during this pandemic that you did not know about yourself or your business prior to?
Well, one of the things that I've learned, and this is recent, is that, online, there's a lot of potential for new clients, new business online. Everything has been, marketing to get geared around getting people into our physical gym, whether we do mass marketing, guerrilla marketing, flyers, posters, billboards, signs. We even have the telephone booth with CKO on the telephone booth, not to mention Yelp, Facebook, Instagram ads. So we've been doing a lot of marketing to get people to come into the gym. And since now the gym has been closed for now going on 2 months, everything has been online. So it's a new dynamic in how to restructure your business to now cater to the same clientele, but on a virtual level. And something that, when you're kind of in that mood of, go, grow the business, expand the business, open up your second location. And even now working on the third location, it's been, on that aspect of everything needs to be here and now. But long term, I don't see why doing these live or these Zoom classes or these virtual classrooms go even after everything is set up.
No, I think it's even getting bigger. To be honest,
exactly. Yeah. And this is one of the things that I learned, that it was an untapped market. Instagram is great. Instagram is good for what it is, but the bandwidth for amount of people that's actually doing IG stories and IG lives and trying to get their business through IG, it's such an untapped market.
Yes.
I mean, online has been there for forever. There's YouTube with the clicks and setting up the YouTube following, but if we can sharpen, and I say sharpen because we just started doing Zoom classes and they've been getting better every time. So as we start getting more and more into it, even after the gym is reopened, even after we're getting back to having our 7 trainers, having our multiple classes per day, having, giving those experiences and having people come in and out of our doors, I still want to continue the Zoom classes because the Zoom classes are something that we weren't doing before. And after seeing the potential behind it, it's incredible. Yeah. I did a class this morning and to see the amount of people that actually connected and see the people that were actually working out and see the people that were sweating. I'm doing another class tomorrow at 9:30. And again, it's just something that literally I feed off of people's energy. I love seeing people work out. So as I see people work out, for me, it's my coffee. I don't drink coffee, but seeing people work out, for me, it wakes me up. It gets my day literally started. So it's just something that I've learned now. It's very, very important to try to find a way to just not have your business strictly on the brick and mortar. If we have a hurricane, because we are in Florida, and for whatever reason they put a national emergency. There's a hurricane watch. Everyone's inside.
It's the same situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So, setting up, your business both virtual and physical, it's a win-win. It's just kind of like it never stops. It's kind of like money. Money always moves. Money never sleeps.
Yeah.
So whether you do it internal or you do it, virtually, I think it's something that for me, my business model is going to be like this in my gym, now third gym, and beyond.
Yeah, definitely. It gives us another avenue to advertise our business, to market our business. And what people need to understand is that, yes, we are heading into more of a virtual state, but the personal state and the virtual state needs to coexist together because it feeds into one each other. For people who can't do it personally, they can do it virtually. For people who are just doing virtually, you never know, maybe they'll do virtual classes. Eventually they'll come into a gym. So it's just one hand washes the other, and that's pretty much the approach that we have. Rodney, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. But before you go, one of the main reasons why I'm doing Convos with Bishop is because I am pretty much trying to give you guys a platform to help more business your way, more clients. And that's what it's all about, to try to, uplift local businesses. So if you just give me your 1-minute elevator pitch and how we can find you and all your stuff, I'll appreciate that.
Absolutely. You can find us on Instagram at CKO Miami. You can find us on Facebook, same thing, CKO Miami. You can also find us on the new gym, CKO Edgewater. My personal Instagram is the letter M, Rodney Simon. We're located at 185 Southwest 7th Street, right in downtown Miami, just a block away from the Brickell City Center. Once the gym is open, first class is totally free. Please come down, try a class, try my class, try any of our trainers' class. I guarantee you'll have an amazing experience.
And if you're going to try Rodney's class, fair warning, you better be prepared. You better be prepared. All of them too, but specifically this man, you got to be prepared. Hey, Rodney, man.
I'm excited. Marvel.
Thank you so much for everything. All right, man. So can't wait to be back at CKO whenever it does open to hit that back again. Thank you so much for your time.
You too. Have a good one.